Good morning. Welcome to another episode of this program.
Today we're talking about journalists and their importance to Mexico. Also, the opinion of the people about this job, how affected in the country, and what are the benefits of this job. To clarify all those jobs, first, Cesar, do you know what the journalist is?
Of course, journalists makes the creation and distribution about the interaction of events and ideas are happening right now on the world. And some of these journalistic media are radio, TV, online newspaper. Today, this is the most used for the people.
And do you think that a journalist is important for the population?
The journalist is necessary and important for the population, saying the journalists also are very important role in the world.
Yeah, and I think that the people have no idea of the big importance they have in the society. Um, all news is for a particular purpose, and the society decides through of this news the position in the world. One of the most frequently questions is do we need journalists to get news and why?
Despite the fact that Norway is it is easy to share information because of social media, the work of the journalist is important because they really research about the events they publish in order to avoid incorrect news or fakes.
Yeah, it's a very long and interesting topic. Unfortunately, we don't not have much time to continue talking about this. But Cesar, tell me, what is special or unique about the situation for journalists in Mexico?
Well, in Mexico have a high level of corruption, public and cartels as citizens. Actually, Mexico is one of the worst countries in the world to be a journalist today. At least 104 journalists have been murdered in this country since 200, 2000, while 25 others have disappeared, presumed dead. Anytime, anywhere, the sounds of bullets are listening by all the people. There are different reasons to kill a journalist. How could be to write an article that includes evidence of corruption or finding activities of criminals as citizens.
Yeah, and that is why today we have rated one of the best journalists from the newspaper Periódico Central in Mexico, Cesar Rua Ortiz.
Well, let's go with our partner of love for the interview with Cesar Ortiz.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you decide to be a journalist?
Well, since I was in high school, I started to see that there were many irregularities in the country, and in that time, I started looking for a career in which I could document what was happening in the country without having to hide another things. I remember that at first I thought studying communication, but I discovered the journalism, and well, this career I think is very different because you have to go to the site and check and research about all the facts in that situation or in each situation. You have to be able to make your own notes to make your news. For example, now I am working in the Periódico Central and I really love my job.
How important is the journalism in Mexico?
Well, first of all, Mexico is a country in which journalism is not very good because there are journalists who want to change the reality and make people believe what they write. So I think the importance that journalism has in Mexico is very little. Journalists today are looking for their own convenience. We are looking for to transmit or see the reality of the situation in the news, and it is very obvious. I think that's why the people do not trust notes which are published, because we have been disaccredited and the importance we should have.
What are the issues that you find most difficult to inquire as a journalist?
Well, I consider that all issues concerning politics, racism, human rights, and everything related to the dignity of the people are very difficult to discuss. Despite that, these issues are the most important topics in the media, and here is where most of the transgressions can be found. And it is our duty to assert our rights to freedom of expression.
Why the job of journalism is dangerous in Mexico?
There are many interests by many groups, which most of the information is censored either by threats of corruption. That is not convenient for these people to display such information that can cause panic and conflicts with society.
What do you consider are the basic pillars of journalism?
Well, in my opinion, there are three main values in this job. At first, there is the honesty, impartiality, and objectivity. If you make of these values the core of your work, I think you will get success, and eventually, and actually most important, you will get respect and credibility.
One of the things that says the journalist Cesar is about the danger in Mexico. For the journalist in this graphic, you can see the 10 countries with the most journalist killings since 2004. In compare with other countries, Mexico is the 5th place in the graphic, with 58 journalists killed between 2004 and 2014. It's very dangerous because these numbers increase every day. Iraq is the country with a major number of journalists killed in the world, with 174 deaths in the same year. These figures are very worrying because these countries that are shown are considered to have a government that does not like to tell the truth about the things that happen in those countries.
Unfortunately, the time of this program has ended. We wait for you in the next broadcast.
And we hope you have an excellent day and see you later. Bye.
Bye.